Hello everybody and welcome to Mrs. G's Storytime. We are reading a new book today, an autobiography of Patricia St. And the name of the book is Patricia St. Tells Her Own Story, with permission of 10 of Those Publishing Company. And we are going to read the publisher's preface and then the foreword by her sister-in-law. One of the greatest privileges of my life was becoming personally acquainted with Patricia St. It was in the closing years of her life that I obtained her address and decided to visit her in her home in Canley, Coventry. She received me with such warmth and took such a personal interest in me that I left her home feeling that I, not she, was an important one. She had a unique gift of making everyone she touched feel accepted and valued. And the last time I visited her was within a few months of her death. In the providence of God, I had the joy and privilege of meeting Janet St., Patricia's beloved sister-in-law, in May of 2002. I was visiting Hazel, Patricia's older sister, collaborating with her on the reprint of the biography of her father, Harold, and Janet just happened to be there. Less than a year later, I met again with Janet, together with Ron Newby, founder and chief executive of Global Care, and it was decided that Kinsley Press would reprint Patricia's autobiography. Permission to reprint was sought and obtained from the original publishers, Authentic Media, formerly known as OM Publishing. Janet and her son Paul had graciously made additional photographs available for this new edition. Janet has also written an excellent foreword. In accordance with their wishes, this first Kinsley Press edition of Patricia's autobiography maintains British spelling and punctuations throughout, despite its being published in America. During preparation for the press, a number of inconsistencies in punctuation and usage have been discovered and corrected. However, nowhere have Patricia's actual words been changed, only the punctuations that surrounds them. Anyone who has read Patricia's books already knows how her stories come alive, and this account of her own life is no exception. Her powers of description make the story leap from the page with such vividness as to immediately transport the reader into far-off places and times. The people and the things she describes can almost be touched, smelled, and seen. Her account of a trip she made with her sister retracing the steps of St. Paul almost makes one wish to pack a suitcase and travel to the Holy Lands immediately. This book deserves a wide circulation because of the life it portrays, a life laid at the feet of Jesus to be used as he saw fit. Patricia was the embodiment of all she taught through her ministry and through her books. She was so utterly human, prone to mistakes and failures like the rest of us, yet her life was suffused with the love of God and a contagious joy and peace that was like the bubbling up of a perpetual fountain. May many others, through the reading of these pages, find themselves the secret of abiding joy and peace through living a life of devotion to others for the Master's sake. Edward Cook, Kinsley Press, August 2004. Foreword by Janet St., sister-in-law of Patricia St. I will not call you my daughter-in-law, but my daughter-in-love, said Harold St. to me when I married his son Farham. In the same way I feel I can call his daughters, Hazel and Patricia, my sisters-in-love. What a privilege. Last month I was in a car driving across the Rocky Mountains in Canada. It was a long journey, and in the car were 4 children who were tired and quite quarrelsome, bored with the games we'd been playing. Someone passed me a copy of Starlight, and I began to read. Immediately, there was calm and attention. The children were captivated by the story, and I was captivated by the writing, the sheer poetry of it. I was in a hut on a Moroccan hillside, and I could smell the supper cooking, hear the goats in the shed outside, and see the flickering shadows of the charcoal fire dancing on the hut wall. The magic of Patricia's writing had not lost its touch. What a gift she had. I am so glad that after 50 years it is still alive and well and entrancing a new generation of children and adults. Also that her own story has been republished, as people all over the world are asking for it. That is not all, however. She had another gift. She drew people to Jesus. Since her sister Hazel went to be with the Lord last year, 2003, I've been living in the house they shared for the last active ministry years of their lives, and I have met many of their friends. I like to ask them, how did you become a Christian? And here are some of their answers. A gray-haired lady active in the local church said, "My daughter died very suddenly and my whole life fell apart. Patricia visited me and read the Bible with me, and gradually I came to believe that I could have new life in Jesus, and I gave my life to him." A young man recently married and holding a good job with the Coventry Council said, "I was a tearaway as a teenager, into drugs, the occult, witchcraft, and all of that. Then I started to go to Patricia's Boys Club, which consisted of playing snooker in her garage, consuming large quantities of popcorn and Coke afterwards, and listening to her telling us about Jesus. I used to read the Bible with her alone, too, and she prayed with me. Gradually, I realized that what she was teaching me made sense and was true, and I came to believe and gave my life to God." A Nigerian PhD student with 2 small children who came to live in the area after a painful divorce said, "I was working in my garden one day and my children were outside. Patricia came by and started to talk to me over the fence. As I was new in the district, 'Would you like your children to come to Sunday school?' she asked. 'I'd be happy to fetch them and bring them back.' 'Okay,' I replied. 'I'd be glad to have them off my hands for an hour or so.' Both children came to love Jesus through that Sunday school and Patricia's friendship, and I found myself reading their Bibles. Then Patricia started on me. I was the rebel child of a Nigerian pastor, and Patricia's love, patience, and perseverance brought me back into God's kingdom." What of all the letters from children who have read Patricia's books and have come to know and love Jesus through them? I could go on and on and on. Patricia is no longer with us, but her love for Jesus, for children, for anybody, is still drawing people to him. Her teaching, for no book of hers lacks teaching, is still fresh and vibrant and as relevant as it was 50 years ago. I thank God for the great privilege and joy of having known her. It changed my life. May it do so to yours as you read from and about this remarkable and beloved lady. Janet St. John, Sorrento, Canada, December 1st, 2003. Tomorrow we'll be reading the introduction, which is such a blessing to read, and I've read it, and it is a precious, it will be an encouragement to you. And I'm excited about reading this, and I hope you will be too. I love you, I'm praying for you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.